One of the companies NVIDIA has backed to meet the demand for specialized cloud infrastructure to power the AI boom is CoreWeave. Last week, the startup raised $1.1 billion in funding that has reportedly grown its valuation to $19 billion. Joining me now exclusively to discuss is the CEO and co-founder of CoreWeave, Michael Intrator. Michael, it's great to have you back on the show. I want to start right there with your response to Huang's comments about this renaissance, especially given the fact that you are sitting on such huge access to those GPUs that have been so hard to come by from NVIDIA.
So first of all, thank you for having me back. It's great to be back. Following Jensen and Idris, I feel like those are some pretty big shoes for me. But you know, look, it's been a phenomenal run for us. You know, and the $1.1 billion has just been an incredible validation. The investors that have come in to support us has been an incredible validation of the way that we're approaching building the infrastructure that is really standing up the revolution that's going on within artificial intelligence. And so it's been a great run for us, and we're really excited about where we are and excited about how we're going to progress over the next couple of years.
So how are you going to progress over the next couple of years, especially since you have been growing your footprint pretty dramatically? Last year, you expanded data center footprint from 3 to 14. What does $1.1 billion now enable you to do?
Yeah, so we're expanding in a lot of different ways. And so by the end of the year, we will be in 28 data centers. We've expanded into Europe. We have an office in London. We have data centers in London and Spain and up in the Nordics. We have data centers across the U.S. And you know, it's really put us in an incredible position, not only to invest in the infrastructure, but really to invest in the people and invest into the software stack that is so necessary to be able to manage this type of infrastructure at such amazing scale to enable us to really build the intelligence that Jensen was speaking to.
When you talk about investing into the software stack, what does that look like, especially as we are 24 hours out from Huang talking about the role of NVIDIA in inferencing, for example? I mean, we know that CoreWeave is an alternative cloud provider. You're basically taking on the hyperscalers. So what does that enable through that process?
Yeah, it's an interesting position that we play in the market, right? Where we've really built our business from the ground up to be able to serve the particular use cases and the particular way that compute is consumed by these artificial intelligence and kind of massive scale parallelized consumers, right? The amount of compute that they consume, the way that they compute, the type of compute, the speed and flexibility that they require. We've really built our software stack, our hardware stack right up from the ground, making the decisions without any compromise to be able to deliver the highest quality experience to those type of consumers. We're not really built as the legacy clouds were to be able to support everything for everybody. We really tried to narrow down on a specific use case, on a specific way that compute was going to be used, and make sure that we built from the ground up to be as good as you can be at that one particular way that compute gets consumed to build artificial intelligence.
So then I guess how does that speak to how this competitive landscape is evolving? Because on the one hand, you're competing with the hyperscalers. On the other, I would imagine there's an increasing opportunity to supplement capacity. Case in point, perhaps your deal with Microsoft last year. And you're seeing some of these deep-pocketed incumbents, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, get more competitive, potentially more competitive on price. They're also starting to custom design their own silicon. So as that begins to roll out, what happens next?
Yeah, so look, once again, we really have built our business on the idea that our solution is the correct solution. It's really been built to be able to support these type of consumers, and these type of consumers can be AI labs. Those are you know, when you think about going out and using artificial intelligence, or you're sitting at your desk and you make a query, you make an inference request on the models, there's a reasonably good chance that at the end of the day, you're going to be hitting our infrastructure with those queries. And so our business plan is really built around the idea that by building such an excellent environment for delivering this compute, regardless if it is for training of these models or serving of these models. We're really built to be able to stand that up and deliver compute, regardless of whether it's to a cloud player, whether it's to an AI lab, or whether it's to an enterprise consumer.